Hey guys, it's Alex, welcome back to Collection Neo and StatueForum, and yes, I am back again with another review for you guys, and today we are back with the big boys themselves, Paramount Studios, and this is from their G.I. Joe line, and this is of course Snake Eyes with Timber. This is the regular edition that I picked up recently. I was actually going to pick up Storm Shadow a while back and kind of missed on him for a pretty good price. So when Snake Eyes came up at a rather good price as well, I thought I can't miss that, so I went ahead and picked him up. And this, like I say, this is just the regular, and it's exclusive had the switch out head, which I'll show you. It's actually on some of the material here, but it had the original ski mask design from the original toy. But hey, we like Snake Eyes as a ninja, so a ninja he shall be. I would never have displayed the ski mask, so I never bothered. But yes, we've got a big, as usual, Paramount big boy statue. Not huge compared to, definitely not compared to Gurren Lagann or the Guyvers, but still, a massive one for an incredibly detailed base, which we'll get into in a minute. But before we do that, let's go through some of the paperwork that we get. Of course, they have advertised their other statues in the line. So of course we've got Snake Eyes, we've got Destro, we've got Scarlet, we've got Serpentor, and we've got Storm Shadow. I will pick up Storm Shadow. Serpentor's an amazingly huge statue, but not too much love for the character. Scarlet looks great, I'd definitely pick her up. Destro, not really. All the what Paramount have actually gone for is actually the IDW comic designs. There's the Snake Eyes exclusive. So they've gone for like the more modern designs, which I really enjoy. I was not a massive G.I. Joe kid. I didn't have any of the toys. What really got me into G.I. Joe was Warren Ellis's G.I. Joe Resolute. The animated show, which if you haven't seen is fantastic, and basically the IDW comics, and that was basically it. I've got no real love for the old stuff, though. I've seen the movie and I watched bits as a kid, but it was never massive on my I've got no nostalgia for it. I'm literally these are here because of the IDW comics, which I really do recommend. You can get the huge hardbacks and just whale through them. They're really well done, real good takes on the characters, and as you can see, we've got the instructions, which is always nice. It's not a complicated piece, but it's nice to have those bits there for when you want to repack, etc., which is always appreciated. Plenty of swap outs on this guy still, even though it's not the exclusive. So as usual, guys, we'll start at the base, this huge base, and we'll work his way up. So right at the bottom we've got the typical Paramount base, the Arashikage logo, which is Snake Eyes' clan, but the typical thing that Paramount like to do. They do a huge big, thick base with a logo on it. Same with Berserk, same with the Guyver, same with Ultraman, everything, this big round base, and then we have the details above. As you can see, we've got a fantastic snowy base. Let's angle up a little bit straight away. So we've got this huge rock outcrop, and we've got all these bits of snow hanging off them, a few icicles and things. Now what I've got on mine, which I'm not sure about, are these marks. I don't know what that's supposed to represent or where it's come from. There's quite a few here. It looks natural. It looks like it's supposed to be there, because it's all around the edge of the base as well, which I'm guessing is supposed to be like dirt, or I don't know. It's only here, really. What do you think, guys? Has anyone else got that on theirs? Doesn't bother me. It's not gonna go back for that, but I was just curious because all the rest of it says fantastically well sculpted snow, and then what Paramount have done with this is actually added some glitter effects. So the snow under certain light really catches it, and it's got all these little flecks of glitter in it. I've seen some people say they don't like it. I really like it. I've got to say I really like it. I think it's just adds a different texture to the base that you don't really see on other statues. And then obviously we've got all this broken wood sticking out the base and coming back around to that underside. But no, the snow, I really like that. Enjoy the snow effect. I do wonder about these brown spots though. Interesting. And then as we move up, guys, we've got a bit more of the base and a bit more timber. So again, we've got this huge log here, we've got bits of snow, bits of ice, really nice effect, really good texturing on it. We've got the back of timber. Mine is a couple of millimetres out on the peg. That doesn't bother me. I've only had it in a few days, so I'm sure that'll settle in. We've got another log here with some icicles hanging off it. That is a removable piece, by the way. You can see the detail on Snake Eye's boots. And we'll move a little bit further up and get some of timber. So timber's actually pretty massive. It's got to be a good, 12, maybe 14 inches long. He's a good size. He's a big ass wolf. Fur is really well done, really well textured, well sculpted. Now, first problem. I'm sure you can see it. It's right there. When this is first solicited, I believe that it only came with the one head. I don't think there's even on the picture. Actually, let's go have a look at the picture. So yeah, on all the promotional pictures and all the pictures I remember seeing leading up to this, timber only had one head on, which is the head I'll show you now. Actually, let's get a quick close up of this one. It is really well done. It's nicely done. So this is closed mouth, kind of snarling. But like I say, on every promotional picture, and I think that when it was first shown, the statue, it had this snarling head on. Now, I know a lot of people complained about this, which I think looks okay. When dogs growl or snarl, their lips retract and their gums show. I remember a lot of people saying that looks awful, but that's what wolves and dogs and even humans look like. I remember the same thing with the Wolverine heads at one point. But as you can see, that's not a great match. It looks like it's been painted at a different factory. The colour doesn't really match around the edges. And I think this is across the board as well, guys. I think everyone, has said that they prefer the non-snarling head just because it colour matches better. It's not too bad. And I mean, from, you can kind of get it lined up a bit. I mean, from that viewing angle, which is going to be your main one, you're not going to see it, but I don't know, guys. It looks okay, but it's a little off, isn't it? It is a little off. I think it would have been better either if they just sculpted his whole, as a whole piece without the switch out, and probably just offered this one. Now this one does sit a lot better. It looks a lot better. It sits a lot better. It's colour matched a lot better. You've still got a big fucking seam there. There's no denying that. But I don't know why Paramount did it really, and didn't try to incorporate it more, having more fur coming off. So it just, you've got to have, that and that bit goes over, rather than going like that. It's got to go in and over to cover it. I think they should have gone back to the drawing board on that, rather than just going whoosh and slicing that off. But otherwise, timber's really fucking good and really cool. Like I say, great size, great sculpt, great paints. This head is obviously the better head. But honestly, I don't mind the other head. It looks a bit funky on camera, but overall, he looks really good. Let's move up to Snake Eyes. And we're going to have to get big on this guy because this is kind of tall. Now, as always, guys, I've got a black background, I've got a character painted black, or he does have some blue highlights. You're not going to get the best view of him, but I will be posting pictures over on StatueForum, and there's plenty of other pictures on there as well. So as you can see, the actual clothing on Snake Eyes, as usual with Prime 1, is really, really well sculpted. At the moment, we've got both the guns in. We can switch to swords, which we will do in a sec. But there's just stuff all over them. We've got grenades, we've got an Uzi on the back, we've got the sword sheaths, we've got a pistol on the thigh. Now, I think this happened with Storm Shadow as well. As you can see, guys, he's not got the swords in his hands, but his sheaths are empty. You know, and like a pistol in his hand, but he's got the pistol on his thigh. This feels like where Prime 1 skimped a bit and not up to their usual, you know, amount of detail. They should have forgot about the other wolf head. Just give us the wolf and, you know, give us timber in one whole piece. And offered as a switch out thigh piece without the gun. So you can have the gun in the hand and take out the thigh piece. Give us sheaths that have the sword pieces in, or the sword pieces, you know, that could add to the sheaths. I think a switch out pair of sheaths would have been brilliant with the sword handles sculpted in, but no, they just didn't do it. So basically, if you have the gun pose, you kind of looking at Snake Eyes where he's like, oops, forgot the swords. Also, I don't think the gun pose is great. I would have liked to seen something bigger. The small pistol at the front I don't think really works. I would have liked to seen a couple of Uzis, maybe a bigger rifle at the back, you know, just something to set it off. I think, you know, Snake Eyes is known for using a wide variety of weapons, and I think they could have really bulked him out with quite a few different ones. We'll go over the swords just before I put them on. They are actually two different swords. And they are metal. You hear that? They are indeed metal. A little thick maybe, but they do look good. And then the other sword for the backhand, like I say, is slightly different. I think the front sword's kind of a basic one, and this is his actual sword. It's got the Arashikage logo on it, and it's more techno. A little bit Raiden, Metal Gear Solid Raiden. So I'll switch the arms out now, guys, and then we can have a look at that. So here we go with the swords then. I think this is the pose to go for. This is how I'll be displaying him. I might switch out the front sword for the gun. I kind of do like a bit of both. I really do wish they'd give you that sheath option. Like I say, having you know, the sheaths that plugged in the top would have been great, because then you could have mixed and matched. You could have had, you know, a sheath in, a sheath out, so you can have a gun displayed with a sword. But it's all rather well done. Very, very happy with him. And we'll just get a quick close-up of the guns while we're here. Basic pistol. Looks pretty good. Hands pretty well sculpted. And then we've got the Uzi. Nicely detailed. Some sort of decal on there, just for a little bit of detail. And on the reverse side, all very nicely done. But I think the way that I've got him now, I'll zoom out a bit for you guys so you can see the whole thing. So there he is in all his glory. Like I say, as usual, a pretty large piece from Prime 1. Definitely the configuration to go for, in my opinion. It is just a little frustrating when you know Prime 1 is so good But we kind of had this with the Flash as well, where it just felt like care wasn't taken. I mean, the sculpt's great, the paints are great, but it's just those little added bits. What would, you know, take this from a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10 piece up to a 9, or even, you know, a 9.5. You know, the seam on the neck of timber is not great. Switch outs could have been better. Adding the sheaves just would have made a hell of a difference. Not even, you know, offering the thigh switch out for the gun, but just having that those sheaves there would have made a massive difference, I think, just to make it a more complete package. It's still, in my opinion, the best Snake Eyes statue out there. You've got the diorama, which I've reviewed, which is fantastic, but it is quite small. You've also got the 1/5 scale, what Sideshow did, which is very nice, but looks a little bit dated now compared to this, and obviously it's 1/5, which is no bad thing, but you know, people want 1/4 in the main. And I don't think Pop Culture Shock, who are also doing G.I. Joe, are actually going to go ahead and do their Snake Eyes now. I think their line is done after 2, sadly. So yeah, I think it's definitely the best Snake Eyes there is. Is it perfect? No. Is it a good statue? Yeah, it really is. You know, you've still got that Prime 1 bang for your buck, but it has got a bit of that, like I say, that, oh, if only, you know, the same like Flash reviewed, you know, there was just so little. It's not as bad as the Flash. The Flash felt like they had forgotten stuff. They had like literally said in production, oh, we forgot that, forget it. This feels like they got to a design stage, approved it, and then didn't go back and think, oh, we should have added that, where they could have, where I think it might have been too late by that point. But like I say, display of the swords, you don't miss those sheaves, and get it at the right angle, you don't see that seam on the head. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, I'd like to say, I don't think you can get a better Snake Eyes. I'd love to see them continue, like I say, a few more characters here and there. Zorton would be great, and Duke, Flint, you know, Baroness. You know, there's quite a few characters they could tackle, and I'm sure they would sell. G.I. Joe, for some reason, is always very much a stop and start line with most statue companies, but there's always someone there who wants it. So yeah, but yeah, overall, guys, happy. If you can pick up the regular, which I do see everywhere now, for quite cheap, I'd recommend it. Don't bother trying to get the exclusive unless, again, you can find it cheap. And if you can live with the head seam and the lack of sheaves, I've never said sheaves so much in an interview. In a review. I'm losing my mind doing this review. But there you go, guys. That's Snake Eyes from Prime 1. Solid 8 out of 10. I don't do review scores. Why am I saying that? But yeah, could have been so much better. But still, a great statue. Stick around for the next one, guys. We've got a couple more coming up of older pieces. And then as far as pre-orders coming, who knows? Who knows? COVID's really thrown everything for a loop, as I'm sure you're aware. Maybe Twitter had Green Lantern. I can't think of anything else that I've got on order that might be here soon. We shall see, but there is a couple of other pieces I've got coming in that I will be reviewing soon. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and thanks to all those new people who've joined who subbed recently. We're over 700 subs now, I think 725, not far off 1,000, which would be awesome, because then I could start posting pictures onto YouTube, because I will be taking some pictures of this guy after this, and if you want to see them, jump over to StatueForum, follow me on Instagram at CollectionNeo, or jump onto Twitter. I do post a bit of stuff on Twitter as well. Instagram's the place to be as usual. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.